time.
It's our vote.
It's our 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 time.
It's our vote.
All right. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine. Good afternoon, my name is Enrique Gomez. I am president of the Jackson County NAACP, that's the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and I am joined here by members of our branch as well as members of our incipient Western Carolina University College chapter of the NAACP, and I'm going to let them speak. Essentially what we have today is that we're going to have a March for the Polls. The state NAACP is organizing over 50 March to the Polls. We're going to be marching from this spot in front of the Robinson Administration Building on the campus of Western Carolina University, and we are going to head up to an early voting site here on campus. This is the very first day of early voting here on the Western Carolina University campus, and the first time we've had early voting site here on campus, and we're very excited. And we are here to celebrate actually several victories. One victory is the fact that it was students themselves, students like the ones behind me, that have come together and actually petitioned the County Board of Elections to actually have a voting site, and they made their case and they won it. Not only that, but they have also been extremely active in getting the vote out here on campus, both in terms of organizing, both in terms of registering people to vote, educating people about issues and things of that sort. So our event here is going to be nonpartisan. We want people to participate. Another thing that we're celebrating is our victory in the courts, in the federal courts. So back in 2013, the current General Assembly passed what we are calling a monster voting suppression bill. And we, the NAACP, along with support with our lawyers teams, have come forth and taken this thing to court, both state as well as federal court, and we have won in the 4th District Court. And there are several points there that need to be and it's an important celebration that we have in terms of our being able to actually make a change in our election laws. So the Fourth Circuit ruled that the NC General Assembly target African American voters' rights with surgical precision. That's their choice of words. And the effort to reduce access to vote for African Americans was undertaken with discriminatory intent. This is our Selma. This is our moment to vote. We have a campaign called Our Time, Our Vote. The 4th Circuit, in their ruling for the NAACP, found that because of race, this legislature enacted one of the largest restrictions of the franchise in modern North Carolina history. This is our Selma. We will not let our votes be silenced in this election. Because of our victory in a court case called NAACP versus McCrory, there is no photo identification requirement in North Carolina. Because of our victory, our early voting period begins from October 20th and continues until November 5th. The last Saturday before Election Day, and you can find information about this in your county early voting plans by calling your county or going to the NCNAACP website, ncnaacp.org or ncvoter.org. During the early voting period, same-day registration will be available. That was something that is also part of our victory as well. This same-day registration allows voters to register and vote on the same day. If you are an eligible voter, it is your right to be heard in this election. Go during early voting period to make sure that your vote counts. If you are registering for the first time, though, bring a document to confirm your identity and current address, such as a bank statement, utility bill, paycheck, documents from a government agency, or a driver's license. All voters' voices should be heard this election. We want to safeguard our votes that are cast in this election. If you go to the wrong precinct
on election day or have problems at the poll, you have the right to vote with a provisional ballot and to learn if it is counted or not. Okay, on election day is going to be Tuesday, November 8th. Polls are open from 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. If you are in line by 7:30 p.m., you must be allowed to vote. You should vote at your precinct, not at an early voting site, and you should call the following phone number for help. You can call 1-866-OUR-VOTE, OURVOTE. Voting for people with fully served felony sentences. In North Carolina, you can register like a new voter after serving a felony sentence, including all probation or parole. No extra documents or process is required. A civil fine, restitution, or misdemeanor does not block your right to vote. If you need assistance, a near family member may help you vote. Voters with disability or reading hardship can receive assistance from anyone who is not an employer or union agent. Curbside voting is available for people with disabilities. Straight party voting is not available this elections. Voters will need to mark their choice for every race and flip the ballot over to indicate your choice for local races. If you make an error on your ballot, ask for a new one. You can review the ballot in advance and write down your choices. You can review your ballot ahead of time and bring a written aid to help you in the voting booth or an electronic aid on your phone. Just remember, no photographs are allowed within the voting area. At least 22 counties currently will offer at least one day of Sunday voting. And absentee ballots to allow voters to vote by mail are already available to North Carolina voters and will be available until November 1st. Your ballot must be delivered back to election board days by election day. Read the instructions carefully. And last, we are a little bit concerned about reports of possible electronic voting machine malfunctions. This is something that we are watching very closely, and we urge you, if you have at all any concerns, make sure that you look at if you're using an electronic voting machine, to make sure to review your selections before you do the final submission over there, to make sure that your candidates that you selected are actually there. If you are at all concerned, please call the phone number of the Voter Protection Hotline at 1-866-OUR-VOTE. And with that, I'm going to allow speakers here who wish to speak. We have student speakers. We have Tanae Turner. You want to say something?
My name is Tanae Turner. I'm the president of the NAACP College chapter here at Western Carolina. It's very important that we have this march here today just to encourage the early voting and encourage voting period here on campus. Considering that this is the first time that we have had an early voting polling site, it's very imperative that we get as many people to vote as possible. This election is very serious, and not only is it with the presidential election, but also across the board for governors, county commissioners, things of that nature. So it's important that we get as many votes as possible, and we just encourage the votes here on campus. Should I introduce myself?
Hi, my name is Amani Stewart. I am the acting VP of the NAACP chapter on campus, and we are excited to hold this event. I don't think we've ever had a march to the polls here on campus. We've never had a voting site on campus, so this is really exciting for us, and we hope a lot of people come out and get involved.
Hey. No, you're good.